What if the U.S. government just financed a foreign bailout without a vote, a bill, or any public debate? In October 2025, the Treasury quietly moved billions through a fund most Americans have never heard of, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, or ESF. On paper, it's a currency stabilization partnership. In practice, it's the U.S. buying a collapsing currency to keep another economy afloat. According to Reuters and Bloomberg, the Treasury confirmed a $20 billion peso purchase framework with Argentina's central bank, aimed at stabilizing the peso after inflation surpassed 200%. Officials insist this isn't a bailout. They call it a currency swap, meaning Treasury trades U.S. dollars for pesos, holding the foreign currency as collateral, supposedly short-term, fully backed, and safe for taxpayers. But that collateral is a currency in freefall. So what is the ESF? The Exchange Stabilization Fund was created in 1934 using profits from President Franklin D. Roosevelt's revaluation of gold. Its purpose? To stabilize exchange rates and intervene in currency markets during crises. The catch? It operates outside normal congressional appropriations, meaning the Treasury can deploy billions without new legislation. Think of it as a financial emergency drawer inside the Treasury, filled with dollars, foreign currencies, and IMF credits. How it works: in a currency swap, Treasury provides U.S. dollars to a foreign central bank, in this case Argentina's, in exchange for pesos or other assets. The idea: give the partner country liquidity to defend its currency, then unwind the swap later. The ESF used the same structure to back Mexico during the 1995 peso crisis, to stabilize markets in 2008, and again in 2020 to support credit facilities. Each time, the Treasury said it made no losses, but history shows these swaps always carry risk. Why Argentina? Argentina has defaulted 9 times in its history and faces chronic hyperinflation. Treasury officials said this deal supports a key ally and strengthens economic stability in the region. Analysts see another motive: to counter China's growing influence in Latin America. China has lent Argentina billions for railways, power plants, and currency swaps of its own. By stepping in, the U.S. signals that the dollar, not the yuan, remains the lifeline for developing economies. Risks and oversight. Critics warn that the ESF's design sidesteps congressional checks. If the peso collapses further, the ESF eats the loss, and future shortfalls can be covered only by issuing more Treasury debt. Supporters argue the ESF has never lost money and helps defend global dollar stability. Both statements can technically be true, depending on timing and accounting. Another reason is follow the money. Public filings show several U.S. hedge funds, including large macro funds, have held billions in Argentina's distressed bonds since 2022. When Argentina's peso fell, those positions tanked. Stabilizing the currency indirectly protects those holdings, a side effect Treasury doesn't mention, but markets immediately noticed. The result? An official policy framed as currency stabilization, but with very real private sector beneficiaries. Let's talk bigger picture. This isn't just about Argentina. The same playbook could be used again in Brazil, Colombia, or Kenya to push back against Chinese lending and reinforce dollar dominance. Whether it's a bailout, a stabilization, or a quiet rescue, it shows one thing clearly: financial power isn't always approved. Sometimes it's deployed. Should the U.S. Treasury have the power to fund foreign rescues without a vote from Congress? Or should taxpayers have a say? Comment your take below. MoneyLore Insider.